Coming up in the news, the Grand Bahama International Airport abruptly closed today. Residents of 8 Mile Walk community says dangerous potholes in that area must be fixed. And students at the University of the Bahamas gearing up for the spring semester. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Shashina Will-Farkas, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, operations at the Grand Bahama International Airport coming to an abrupt halt this afternoon. Reports say the airport was shut down in the interest of safety after the airport's crash and rescue truck reportedly malfunctioned. Unconfirmed reports say the airport was closed for just over 2 hours, resulting in a delay in the arrival of the national flag carrier's 3 p.m. flight out of New Providence, and Silver Airways' 2:45 p.m. flight into Florida was also impacted. Now, ZNS News has learned that the crash and rescue truck has since been repaired and the airport was reopened after 4 p.m. We reached out to officials of Hutchison operators of the airport for an official comment. However, our calls were not returned up to news time. In other news, residents of West Grand Bahama are speaking out and calling for repairs to be made to the main road in that busy community. For them, the deteriorating condition is a major concern and a clear and present danger for motorists traversing through that thoroughfare. One man says he's had enough and has taken matters into his own hands. One by one, our news team watched as motorists traversed around a huge pothole in the Martintown community. Many screaming to the cameras to ask the government to fix it and fix it now. The huge pothole is just one of many in the 8 Mile Walk community, and many residents say this is an issue that they have been faced with for far too long.
It's the main highway run through Grand Bahama.
Naturally.
This highway what makes Freeport run.
Right.
And if this ain't running, then Freeport can't run.
No,
so get it right.
The government need to do something with this quickly. This could cause damage to your car. And not only that, if somebody behind me and they ain't noticing the road need to fix, bomb into my backside. They need to do something with this quick.
Thank you.
It's too long. This is too long. This wasting the bridge.
It's been too long now. They can wait till accident happen, then they can fix it.
It's deplorable. Too long. Need to fix now. Too long. I watch and hear cars from my house. When they drop in the hole, tires flat, boom. Sometimes 2 tires. They have to park on the side there by the parts place to go and get help for their tires. It's deplorable. Needs to be corrected right now. If the water, when the rain and the water settle in it, if you're not familiar with the road, you're in trouble.
Businessman of 50 years and resident Eugene Duncanson also expressing his frustration. He says he's lost 2 tires over the weekend and has now made the decision to personally fix this eyesore and hazard. But he says this is nothing new to him, as he has fixed 3 potholes near his residence before.
What I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to fix that hole. And I'm determined to fix it myself or have it fixed as soon as possible. By the end of this week, that hole will be fixed. No ifs, ands, and buts about it.
We watched as motorists tried to maneuver around the pothole, but came close to colliding with oncoming traffic. Duncanson says these potholes pose a danger to the community.
You seen it firsthand. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? People always try to swerve to avoid the car, and the other cars come in the opposite direction. It's no good. It don't make sense. If for some reason a tourist would be riding a motorbike, a motorcycle, a scooter, and fall in one of those holes and lose their life, I think the next day the authority will repair that hole. But as long as Bahamas is dropping, and we pay a license to ride on this road. We pay a license around this road and it's not repaired. It's been some time ago, almost a year. It's been that way. And it's becoming worse. And like I said, I will fix it myself, I will pay for it. But that road will be fixed.
Now, residents say they are grateful for Duncanson stepping up to assist in fixing the potholes. However, they say there are others that also need to be filled. They are calling on the government to step up and address this vexing issue. Now we reached out to the Member of Parliament for the West Grand Bahama constituency today, who issued this response on the residents' concerns.
I am aware of the concerns expressed by residents, and I completely understand their frustration. It is both my intent and other community leaders to work towards rectifying the vexing problem, and we are hopeful that roadworks will take place as soon as possible in order to make the travel of motorists from and to the West Grand Bahama community smoother and safer. There is absolutely no doubt that roadworks are needed in our community, and we look forward to it happening at the earliest.
In other news, immigration officers taking a number of illegal migrants into custody over the weekend. Reports say 17 Haitians were intercepted at sea by the United States Coast Guard on Saturday when their attempt to be smuggled into the United States by boat failed. The group was then handed over to Bahamian immigration officials and transported to immigration headquarters for further processing and to be examined by the medical team from the Disease and Surveillance Unit of the Public Hospitals Authority. The group is expected to be transported to the detention center in New Providence to await repatriation. Meantime, a U.S. Embassy spokesperson doing necessary rumor control today. According to the statement, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC, issuing a global measles outbreak notice on January 3rd, which triggered an automatic update to the CDC's travel warning for the Bahamas and other countries. Now, the statement notes that the embassy is aware of messages circulating on social media and WhatsApp characterizing this notice as a new travel warning. However, the embassy says that these messages are misleading and that there is no change to the CDC's September travel warning for the Bahamas. The embassy spokesperson is also urging the public to remember to read information carefully and to check with reliable sources. Switching gears now to town meetings planned for Abaco this week to discuss issues related to rebuilding post-Hurricane Dorian. Now, the first meeting will be held tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. at the Faith Walk Church of God in Cooperstown. Speakers will include Managing Director of Disaster Reconstruction Authority, K. Forbes Smith, and Michael Capone of the non-governmental agency GEMS. Social services representatives will also be on hand to assist residents. Tomorrow's meeting, hosted by the Township of Cooperstown and the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, is being held for residents of Cooperstown, Blackwood, and Fire Road. Now, on Wednesday night, a similar meeting will be held at the Zion Baptist Church in Foxtown for residents and homeowners of the Little Abaco Township. Presenters will include Marie Rainey of the Church by the Sea out of Fort Lauderdale and K. Forbes Smith, Managing Director of Disaster Reconstruction Authority. The Member of Parliament for North Abaco, Darren Henfield, is also expected to attend both events. Well, back in December of 2019, the Grand Bahama Port Authority partnered with Mercy Corps International to launch the Restoring Industries and Sustaining Employment, or RISE grant program, to provide financial assistance to micro, small, and medium-sized businesses. Director of the GBPA, Henry St. George, says that the initiative came about following the findings of post-Hurricane Dorian's assessments.
Today we're re-energizing that process to make sure as many potential applicants are aware of what is being made available. We uncovered some worrying statistics in terms of the number of micro and small businesses that had been severely damaged by the storm, and the number of those who were under or uninsured, and the number of those who were not able or have not been able to reopen since the storm. So as part of our assessment, we asked what those businesses needed. And capital to reactivate and re-energize those business was the fundamental request from our licensees, and that's really the centerpiece of this program. But as well as capital in the form of a grant of up to $10,000, we're providing training and we're providing ongoing mentorship to make sure that the businesses that do get re-established build back better.
Senior Business Development Manager Derek Newbold explains the criteria for this grant.
Another criteria, of course, is that you would have had insufficient or no insurance. So you're not disqualified for having insurance, but sometimes the insurance that you may have had was insufficient to cover the needs that you find yourself, or things that you find yourself requiring. And also, you must be a micro, small, or medium-sized enterprise with a gross income of less than 150K per year and employing less than 20 people.
Stay with us. There's more news on the other side of the break.